Estamos em Sinocéfalos, perto da atual cidade de Larissa, na Grécia Central.
I'm Matthew Settle. In 197 BC, Philip V of Macedon fought a fierce battle here against a Roman army that was determined to destroy him. The stakes were high. Both Rome and Macedon were fighting for control of Greece. If Rome won, she would rule the entire Mediterranean world.
Sinocéfalos não foi só uma batalha entre potências militares. Foi uma batalha entre dois modos de guerrear, entre o velho estilo dos gregos e o novo estilo dos romanos. Hoje, com a tecnologia dos videogames, podemos visualizar como foi a batalha, o grande número de soldados, a formação das tropas, a luta e como a batalha foi vencida. Veja o que os generais gostariam de ver agora, em batalhas decisivas. Batalhas decisivas. Nasce o Império Romano. A Macedônia, no norte da Grécia, foi a pátria de Alexandre. Felipe V quis seguir os passos de seu antepassado e fazer da Macedônia uma potência novamente. Ele se tornou rei aos 17 anos, em 221 a.C., e por 40 anos ele só expandiu seu império. Mas o poder de Roma o preocupava.
The Macedonians were the heirs of Alexander. Rome, on the other hand, is an up-and-coming power, and the Romans had two things which the Macedonians at this period didn't. They had huge reserves of manpower, and they had great determination. They wouldn't give.
Em 216 a.C., os romanos foram derrotados pelo general cartaginês Aníbal em Canas. Felipe imediatamente fez uma aliança com Aníbal e por 20 anos atacou os estados do leste mediterrâneo que eram leais a Roma, os chamados estados clientes.
Like the Russians and their buffer states in the Cold War, Rome had buffer states on the edges of its empire. Wherever they go, the next state is always got to be a buffer state. And the person who rules that state can only rule it as long as the Romans agree with them.
In 202 BC, Hannibal was finally defeated at Zama in northern Africa. But this did not stop Philip's drive to control all of Greece. The Greek city-states, led by Athens, appealed to Rome for help. For them, even rule from Rome was preferable to Philip's brutal regime.
Os romanos logo ajudaram. Eles dominavam com mão de ferro todo o Mediterrâneo e a Grécia era a peça que faltava no tabuleiro. A guerra contra Aníbal deixou Roma exaurida e o exército mandado contra Felipe em 200 a.C. não estava disposto a lutar. Só 3 anos depois, em 197 a.C., a campanha foi organizada com seriedade. O trabalho coube a Tito Flamínio, um cônsul, um dos homens eleitos para governar Roma. Em tempo de guerra, os cônsules serviam de comandantes militares supremos.
He was only 30, which is young for a consul, but he had served with distinction in the war against Hannibal. He and his armies left for Greece.
Felipe e Flamínio estavam em situação semelhante, comandando um exército de cerca de 25 mil homens.
The Roman commander Flaminius was a politician, but the army he was using was a veteran of the war against Hannibal. The whole of this army was formed up from people who had spent their whole life in arms.
Flamínio tinha cerca de 20 mil soldados de infantaria organizados em legiões, 2.000 fundeiros, 2.500 homens de cavalaria e 20 elefantes.
The Romans were much more used to fighting enemy elephants than they were to using them themselves.
Elephants were normally only used against cavalry, because horses don't like the smell of elephants.
Felipe tinha 16 mil soldados da infantaria, 4.000 fundeiros, cerca de 5.000 mercenários e aliados e 2.000 homens de cavalaria. Felipe lutava como os gregos vinham fazendo há centenas de anos e como seu ancestral Alexandre o Grande em formação de falange. Seus homens marchavam em formação cerrada, criando uma parede de lanças.
Macedonian phalanx was becoming increasingly heavy, so it gave a much greater offensive power than the classical phalanx. For each Roman soldier, there would be almost 10 pikes in his face.
Os dois exércitos se evitavam enquanto buscavam o melhor campo de batalha e esperavam o momento certo de atacar.
They were here, camped on opposite sides of a series of ridges with hillocks called Cynocephali.
Cynocephali was not intended as a battlefield. It was a range of hills, the name means dog's heads, hills, which were in between the marching Roman and Macedonian armies.
Felipe posicionou seus soldados no topo de uma elevação, sem ter ideia de onde estavam as tropas romanas. Um denso nevoeiro pairava sobre as colinas e demorava a se dissipar, impedindo uma boa visibilidade.
The Macedonians really didn't know the Romans were coming up the hill because of the early morning fog. The Romans really didn't know whether they would find any Macedonians, or if they did find some, whether they would be assembled in full battle array.
Flamínio enviou uma pequena tropa de soldados da infantaria e da cavalaria para explorar os arredores de um ponto alto. De repente, no nevoeiro, deram de frente com os batedores macedônios. Uma luta teve início pela posse da colina e os comandantes dos dois lados pediram reforços.
The men who've contacted the enemy at the front are saying, please come and send us support. We can win here.
This was a real king of the hill fight. The Romans pushed the Macedonians up on the slope of the hill. The Macedonians regrouped, pushed the Romans right back down the hill.
Os dois lados lutaram ferozmente. Havia muito em jogo. Felipe lutava pela sobrevivência e Roma pela supremacia total. Enquanto o nevoeiro se dissipava, tanto Flamínio como Felipe esperavam por reforços.
No commander likes to be rushed into a battle against his or her better judgment. Also, they don't want to be caught out and miss an opportunity.
The terrain didn't suit either army. It wasn't flat enough to line up the Roman legions or the Macedonian phalanx in battle formation.
Where a phalanx does not want to fight is in hills and in conditions in which there's not good atmospheric conditions. In other words, they need visibility, they need a flat space so that these spears can be unleashed.
Era difícil formar uma falange rapidamente. Ela era composta de 16 filas de lanceiros, os falangistas, que levavam uma lança de 6 metros. As primeiras 5 filas levavam a lança na horizontal e as demais fileiras oscilavam a inclinação da lança para repelir flechas e pedras.
The phalanx has been called essentially a gigantic pincushion. They would hold this hedge of pikes out in front of them. This gave them a great advantage over troops normally equipped who couldn't reach the phalangites with their shorter spears, whereas the phalanx could quite literally steamroller them into defeat.
Formar uma falange levava horas e Felipe tinha 16.000 soldados a organizar. Para Flamínio, a tarefa era mais fácil. O exército romano lutava em 3 linhas divididas em quadrados chamados manípulos. Essa era uma estrutura solta e flexível e dava aos romanos uma vantagem.
The legion might have 30 maniples, and the idea was that they could be either flexible, sort of a checkerboard formation, if they were up against lighter armed troops, but if they met a phalanx such as Philip's, and they could coalesce and have a solid front.
If the phalanx can be characterized as a pincushion, the Roman legion, by contrast, was like a buzzsaw. The legionaries emphasized the use of the sword, and they would carve their way quite literally and ruthlessly and bloodily through opponents.
Enquanto os dois comandantes se apressavam em organizar as tropas, as cavalarias lutavam. Felipe recebeu a notícia de que os primeiros romanos haviam sido rechaçados. Para se aproveitar disso, ele teria de atacar já, mas só metade de suas falanges estava organizada. Ele ordenou que essa metade, com 8.000 homens, se agrupasse no topo da colina. Felipe podia estar em terreno alto, mas Flamínio havia conseguido organizar suas legiões na base da colina, na planície à frente dos macedônios. Felipe tinha de tomar uma decisão crucial. A falange tinha força descomunal, mas os romanos eram mais flexíveis. Deveria ele atacar antes de os romanos terem chance de se movimentar e de cercá-lo?
He knows that his Macedonian forces, by their weight, by their momentum, the depth of their formation, the pikes and so on, will be able to prevail. He can't afford to wait and leave the initiative to the Romans, because that will enable the Romans to outflank him.
A outra metade do exército macedônio, a ala esquerda comandada por Nicanor, ainda estava se formando e não estava pronta para combate. Felipe avaliou os riscos e ordenou o ataque. A falange avançou e os romanos atiraram suas lanças sobre a maciça formação. Os macedônios avançaram sobre o flanco esquerdo dos romanos e os empurrou colina abaixo.
The poor Romans on the left wing had to confront these pikes that were heading down at a great speed toward them. So anybody who was in that particular path of that onrushing sea of spears would be annihilated.
Ao invés de correr em auxílio dos legionários, Flamínio decidiu atacar o inimigo em seu ponto mais crítico.
Flaminius is relying on the endurance of the Roman legions. So even though they're being pushed back, they are not breaking. Flaminius has the time to do something else, and he does that with his right wing.
Flamínio mandou sua ala direita atacar Nicanor e a ala esquerda dos macedônios, aquela que acabara de lutar no alto da colina. Legiões e falanges entraram em combate. Os legionários usavam espadas e escudos e as falanges usavam lanças afiadas. Flamínio arriscou muito. A falange nunca fora derrotada em combate e os romanos teriam de fazer o que ninguém jamais tinha feito: abrir caminho em meio a uma floresta de lanças. Em 197 a.C., Roma lutava para impedir Felipe V de dominar a Grécia. Flamínio, o comandante romano, atirou suas legiões contra as falanges gregas. As primeiras fileiras estão tentando abrir caminho em meio às lanças.
The method you have to deal with is get inside the spears. Once you pass the front spear, he can't touch you. He's dead meat. And once you pass the second spear, he's out of the battle. And if you can get past the fifth spear, the battle is over. Because there is nothing they can do.
Os homens da falange lutavam em formação cerrada, a 90 centímetros uns dos outros. Os romanos lutavam em formação de até 1,5 metro um do outro e assim podiam ocupar os espaços abertos na formação.
The Romans were fairly short people. The sword they adopted was a sword which entirely suited the style of fighting of a smaller man against a bigger man.
The Gladius Hispaniensis, Spanish sword, primarily used for thrusting into the opponent's torso, or because of its double-edged and weight, hacking.
O historiador grego Políbio relata como Felipe tentou levar seus guerreiros feridos de volta ao acampamento.
And he looks at them and he won't do it. Because, as he says, their arms severed at the shoulders, heads nearly cut off, ghastly wounds in the stomach, and he can't bring you back into camp. And that is the effect that the Roman gladius hispaniensis had.
Flamínio atacou a ala esquerda dos macedônios, que não chegou a entrar em formação corretamente. No entanto, a batalha está equilibrada. Tentando abrir caminho a qualquer custo, ele ordena que os elefantes ataquem.
They have a bad rap in antiquity as sort of unpredictable assets that can turn on your own men. But they served the Romans very well in frightening and breaking up Macedonian phalangites.
A esquerda macedônica teve de recuar, mas a direita continuava a dominar os romanos.
The victorious Macedonians on their right push forward. The defeated Macedonians on their left are pushed back. A gap opens. It's then up to the Romans to see whether they can exploit that.
A diferença crucial entre a legião e a falange pode ser resumida em uma só palavra: iniciativa. Uma vez a falange posta em ação, era impossível mudar o plano de batalha, enquanto que os comandantes romanos podiam mudar de tática. Um dos comandantes, cujo nome sequer conhecemos, viu que podia dominar a falange macedônica atacando sua retaguarda. Ele pegou 20 manípulos, cerca de 2.000 homens, e os conduziu até atrás das linhas de Felipe.
The Romans are able to do so, not because their general is at the key point, but because of the initiative that they have within their system of command.
A falange, com suas fileiras de lanças, foi concebida para ataque frontal. Era a tática do tudo ou nada. Ou ela passava por cima do inimigo como um rolo compressor, ou podia ser cercada pelo inimigo.
That is the great problem of phalanx warfare. You commit the phalanx and you can't then do anything about it if something goes wrong.
Outro problema era que a falange absorvia todos os soldados disponíveis, enquanto os romanos tinham homens de reserva. Os comandantes das tropas de reserva eram livres para tomar decisões táticas que podiam mudar o curso da batalha.
Battles are often decided by small numbers of troops who are able to take the initiative and attack the enemy from an unexpected direction where the men there are not prepared to resist.
Foi exatamente isso que fizeram 2.000 legionários romanos ao atacar a falange macedônica pela retaguarda.
The phalanx was so vulnerable to attack from the back because they were armed with 20-foot spears which were held at waist level and you simply cannot turn. It is impossible. You have to lift your pike upright, turn and lower it again. And that's not possible.
In the rear, the phalanx was almost like an inside of an eggshell. It was absolutely fluid, vulnerable, and could be cut to pieces very quickly.
Todos os falangistas se concentravam em andar para frente. Os homens da retaguarda foram pegos de total surpresa.
They were so fixated on the forward push, which was the phalanx's speciality. So it really is a classic illustration of the inflexibility of the phalanx compared to the flexibility of the Roman legion.
O pânico se instalou nas tropas macedônicas. Começaram a bater em retirada aos milhares e levantaram suas lanças em sinal de rendição. Os romanos não entenderam o sinal ou ignoraram, mas o fato é que milhares de soldados em fuga foram chacinados.
The Macedonians, of course, in utter shock at this betrayal of the rules of war, are dumbstruck and many of them are cut down, and then, of course, they flee in panic.
Oito 8.000 macedônios foram mortos e 5.000 foram feitos prisioneiros. Flamínio perdeu apenas 700 homens.
Rome's peace terms were harsh. He paid a ransom of 10,000 talents, the equivalent of $200 million today. 5,000 was paid up front, and he had 10 years to pay the balance. He was forced to surrender his fleet and hand over hostages, including his youngest son, Demetrius, who was held in Rome.
One factor in the Roman success is that the Romans were playing for higher stakes. The Greek kingdoms, Greek armies, when they lost, they were used to the rules of war, that they would surrender, they would be treated well. For the Romans, it's all or nothing.
Os romanos aclamaram Flamínio como o libertador da Grécia, mas na verdade os gregos apenas trocaram um conquistador por outro.
What was important about this was not just that Rome won, but it was able to establish a permanent presence in Greece.
Cynoscephaly 197 BC is a key date because it's the date that Rome becomes number one.
In just 20 years, Rome's armies had gone from total defeat at the hands of Hannibal to total domination. For centuries, Greece had been at the center of Western civilization. After Cynoscephaly, the torch was passed across the sea to Italy. Now Rome and its legions had a stranglehold on the entire Mediterranean world.